Hey now everybody, welcome to Englit.org. This is Dr. Eilen, and today we're discussing the grading policy for the Distance Education English 103 course. Whether you are accessing this information from Englit.org or from the Canvas website, the grading and assessment essentially establishes that you are working mostly on a single paper in stages that are going to be the vast majority of your grade. There are a couple other elements, though, as well that you need to consider as you're putting things together. And, of course, if you go to the website and you click on the grading policy and assessment, or you click it on Canvas, you're going to end up in the same thing. You're going to have this description of the assignments as well as a list of the elements that are part and parcel of your grade. Keep in mind that, like I said, while you are mostly creating this paper at the end of the semester, everything that you do for me is research. And as part of that, you're being evaluated on your application of MLA formatting, the research process itself, and of course the application of the critical perspectives in everything that you do for me, which means everything you do for me, whether it's a 3-paragraph response or it's a paper, is going to require a works cited page, and everything has at least an introduction, one body paragraph, and a conclusion. So, your grade. Paper 1 is 15% of your grade. It is essentially the first portion of what is overall going to become your final paper. This will be a 2 critical perspective analysis of the work that you chose in week 1 or 2, and again, whether you're doing the summer version or the summer winter version or the spring fall version, you're still basically selecting a work at the beginning of the quarter or the semester that you will then work on during the entire semester in various stages. And like I said, that you are going to be creating paper 1, which is really like the first half of that paper, with 2 critical perspectives, and then of course the introduction and conclusion. But you're also going to be creating an annotated works cited, those 10 items that you're gathering together to demonstrate to yourself more than anything that the work that you've chosen is something that you can find research for. You're going to need an outline toward the end of semester which shows me what looks like is going to be the final work with the overall assessment. And of course the final draft of the paper, which includes not only the stuff from the first paper but also 2 additional critical perspectives that really kind of demonstrates overall your understanding of that research process and the research paper. The participation responses is the section of your grade that you do throughout the semester. These are shorter works. These are only 3 paragraphs each. You must do 5 if you want an A in participation, but you have multiple opportunities to do this. So that means if you don't do the first one, you still have opportunity to get your 5 done by the end of the semester. Everything that you do for me, with the exception of the final paper, has an opportunity for 1 revision. This is especially important for paper 1 because since paper 1 really is part of the final paper, when I give you feedback on paper 1, I really do expect you to pay attention to those suggestions, make the changes, and then not only apply them in paper 1, but also then apply them in the final paper draft, because I'll be grading that section yet again, in addition to the newer parts that you put on there. In the same way, the responses, you get 1 chance at revision, but the responses are pass-fail. If you do not have a passable response after the second attempt, basically that becomes a non-grade, but you have more than 5 opportunities to get those 5 done, and I'm hoping that essentially as you go along you will then develop the skills and get those 5 done before the end of the semester. The other element that we've not talked about is the test, and the test is essentially like the rest of the analysis, a research paper, only in this case it is only 5 paragraphs and it is timed. You'll come onto campus, go to the testing center with your material, with your primary source printed out, as well as your secondary sources, your research, and a blue book and a pen, and then in 80 minutes you will compile basically a research paper, a concise research paper in that time limit. Again, everything that you do for me is research. Everything you do for me uses MLA. Everything you do for me is going to need a works cited. And everything you do for me really is the same task over and over again so that you can develop that skill by the end of the semester. And you can see as the grades go along, things get more and more valuable toward the end there with the test and the final paper. Keep that in mind, and keep looking at opportunities to revise and to improve if you're not hitting it the first time out, because this is a skill and it does require practice. Okay. As usual, if you have any questions, you can always contact me at ingletguy@earthlink.net, or you can talk to me during the chat room time between 7 and 9 p.m., or come and see me during my office hour between 2:40 and 3:30 Monday through Thursday. All right? Let me know if you have any issues, and otherwise, I will see you online. Stay in touch.